Awesome, Jay. A nice 2 under par to start the inaugural Pelican Women's Championship. That's your best opening 18 holes since the 2019 VOA. So a solid start. How does it feel to get off to that start?
I didn't really know it was that long. I did know, I told my brother, I was like, I think this is the best first round I've had in a while, but I didn't realize it was like over a year ago. It feels really good to start off under par. Looking at the course on Monday, I thought like the scores were going to be way low for the whole week. And then looking at it today, I'm like, whoa, this course has changed a lot over 2, 3 days. So I was happy with anything under par today.
How much of a factor was the wind out there today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think I don't hit it short, and I had some really long clubs. And one hole I had a 5 wood in, and it was like, wow, I really hit the drive good and my 5 wood good, and I still didn't get to the hole. So it was tough. You got crosswind, downwind. The greens are really tricky too. It was a good test.
Just how nice is this course? It looks nice from the viewing eye for all of us out there, but when you get out there and you play it, how nice is it?
Oh, I love it. It's just like a typical Florida golf course, with the runoffs, tight fairways. It doesn't really get you too much off the tees as around the greens, which I like. It's a really good test because with the big fairways, it lets the wind blow. So it just feels like I'm at home this golf course.
Yeah, exactly. And you pretty much are at home. You know, you're a Florida native. Uh, Setting up home base here in Florida, how nice is it to kind of have that new tournament feel here, but also not have to travel super far?
Oh, it was awesome. My uncle and cousins live just an hour away from here, so I got to go hang out with them before the tournament. And it's just so great to have family that aren't even far away. Um, so it's definitely so cool to be in Florida. It's my baby.
Yeah, I want to ask you about the bike that
Oh, okay.
we chatted about it earlier, but
hmm
so just what happened? Was this a new hobby?
Well, during quarantine, there wasn't really much to do. So I got one of those electric bikes. I saw a lot of people in my community have them. It's a normal bike, but with a little throttle. Um, so they go close to like 30 miles an hour. And I was going to dinner in the bike lane, and the road was under construction, so there was no bike lane. It was like dotted lines, so I was trying to stay as close to the curb as possible. And I looked to the right, hit the curb, knocked me off balance, and I went to go left to save myself, and I was almost got hit by a car. So, and then I just flew off the bike right, slammed my shoulder, face, knees, ended up fracturing my elbow, slammed my head, got a concussion, and it was 10-week recovery. I still have little things like in my head, like my brain kind of hurts sometimes. Um, it's like certain things I forget that I know, and it scares me, and then I really can't remember because I'm panicking. But I think that's just like post concussion syndrome or something, so it should be fine. But sometimes I'm just standing there, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on right now, and it's not like I've always felt that way before, kind of, but now I'm like, man, I can't be losing all these brain cells all the time. But I think that was a big part of the recovery was like, what if I did hit the car? I felt very blessed and fortunate, but also the fracture I had in my elbow was not a good one for golf. They were really worried about who knew what the future held because I couldn't straighten it past like a 90-degree angle. So I wasn't sure if I was going to ever fully extend it back. So
How long until you were able to?
took like 10 weeks.
Wow.
And it happened like 4 weeks before the first event. So I thought, okay, 4 weeks, I'll be fine. And then because they told me it was a sprain at first. So 2 weeks was the original time frame. And then it went to like 8 to 10. I was like, oh, well, I'm done for the first 4 or 5 now. After all the time off, I'm like, so it's okay. I'm just like happy to be alive, and I feel really blessed. There's definitely angels around me, 100%. It's really hard to like explain. So, um, yeah, just having fun.
What was it like during that period where you didn't know if you were going to be able to play golf again? I mean, how were you mentally and I think preparing yourself?
Yeah, I think I knew it was going to be eventually, but I didn't really know if it would feel the same or what. So I just like really took my time, and I really started thinking like, what would I do without golf? I'm not really sure, because I think I realized like I found a lot of my identity in golf. So I kind of just felt like really depressed, honestly. I was like, I'm no one now. And then it was cool. I started going to church a lot and found my identity elsewhere. So it makes life a lot better. I just feel happy all the time.
What's not that golf doesn't mean as much to you like before 2020, before the pandemic and everything, but like being able to compete again, like after that hiatus. I mean, it's like, does it mean a little bit more in a way? Like, I mean, just like being able to like count your blessings and like not taking things for granted maybe as much.
Yeah, it's interesting because at the beginning, when I was able to start hitting balls again, I was actually hitting it better than I ever have. I was like, okay. And I kind of came out with the expectation like, you're going to win. Like, I'm just playing too well. And when all I had on my brain was win, win, win. And I couldn't even function because I'm like, this is like, I'm not anywhere near the lead. Like, this is terrible. What am I even doing? So now, like a couple months ago was when I started going to church and stuff, and just everything really changed for me a lot. And now I'm just looking at it like, of course you care, and if you don't play well, it's gonna hurt, but it shouldn't devastate you and make you feel like a terrible person. And that's what golf was doing to me. So I'm just like, this is this. I can't live this way. Either you quit golf or you quit this mental um, thing with making golf number one in your life. So I kind of moved a little farther down the list to like 3 or 4 now. So, so if it doesn't go well, I got 1, 2, and 3 to have fun with.
Very nice. And then just like from an atmosphere perspective, like is it weird not playing in front of fans? Like yes, there's people around on the course, obviously, but like does that add a different dynamic to the game this weekend?
At first, like ANA and a lot of the beginning ones was really kind of weird to me. But now this actually feels a lot more like like not normal, but kind of like the normal feel of a tournament, because you have scoreboards, you see people. It's really nice, and I feel like even though there aren't a lot of fans, it makes me feel like it's more of a normal event. So I like that atmosphere, especially if you play well. You're like, oh, people are clapping for me.
Did you give up the bike?
Yeah, yeah. I actually still have the bike, but it's out of commission. They actually recalled them because there's a defect. So I'm not gonna be on it. I gotta go get it checked to see if it's the exact model, but it wasn't the defect that caused me to fall. So I wish it was, but it wasn't. I'll never get back on a bike again. Not even, they're like scared, because when you get going fast, all you have to do is hit one little thing.
That was like my dad had like a really bad biking accident. He got his tire got stuck in a crack, and he's like a big guy, and he went flying over the handlebars. He like broke his elbow. It like I see him fall to the side. Like he still can't straighten his elbow. Like that's
Yeah,
like a legit thing.
yeah, because they were worried that it was, because since I was told it was a sprain, I was just letting it rest like this. And they told me once I figured out it was a fracture, they go, you have to immediately get to extend it, or else you'll never be able to extend it again. I was like, well, that's my whole, that's like, especially my swing. I really have a straight right arm like the whole time, especially at impact. So, yeah.
Well, we're glad you're still here with us.
I know, me too. I mean, oh, it was